Marco Rubio just went into this Munich Security Conference and made a pretty important speech. This is the same venue that a year ago JD Vance went into that really stunned Europe. Let's check out this speech. We're going to start off with Rubio talking about how since the end of World War II, basically the West has just decided that they can sit back on their heels and just determine that the world is going to work perfectly.
But the euphoria of this triumph led us to a dangerous delusion that we had entered, quote, the end of history, that every nation would now be a liberal democracy, that the ties formed by trade and by commerce alone would now replace nationhood.
Now he's going to extend an important olive branch to the Europeans, saying that ultimately we are connected, and I think this was reassuring to Europe.
That ultimately our destiny is and will always be intertwined with yours. Because we know, but we must also gain control of our national borders. Controlling who and how many people enter our countries, this is not an expression of xenophobia. It is not hate. It is a fundamental act of national sovereignty. And the failure to do so is not just an abdication of one of our most basic duties owed to our people. It is an urgent threat to the fabric of our societies and the survival of our civilization itself.
Importantly, framing that having borders and controlling immigration is not a xenophobic thing, meaning like it's not a hateful thing. And also you see that civilization concept coming back. Now he's going to say global institutions are failing.
The United Nations still has tremendous potential to be a tool for good in the world. But we cannot ignore that today, on the most pressing matters before us, it has no answers and has played virtually no role.
Powerful examples.
It could not solve the war in Gaza. It has not solved the war in Ukraine. It was powerless to constrain the nuclear program of radical Shia clerics in Tehran. And it was unable to address the threat to our security from a narco-terrorist dictator in Venezuela.
Okay, so he's basically said that a complacent rules-based order that doesn't cherish a national identity becomes weak because people really don't have anything to fight for. And then he continues, interestingly.
And this is why we do not want our allies to be weak, because that makes us weaker. We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. We do not seek to separate, but to revitalize an old friendship and renew the greatest civilization in human history.
So you see that civilization concept coming back. We are a unique civilization.
And one that does not maintain the polite pretense that our way of life is just one among many.
What do you think? And what do you think about the civilization concept especially?